Boom, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Today in Trucking News. I'm going to swing over to DAT trend lines. We got a lot of data to go over, a lot of news, a lot of interesting data. More and more, just quick nugget real quick, more and more people are going to be doing spot rates instead of contracts, because apparently spot rates, that's how they've gotten most of the freight moved. We'll get into it in just a second. All right, let's go over to DAT trend lines. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat, it seems like. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to look at the month. Now, when I do these, I'm saying it's July, but it pulls data from June, and then spot rates are crashing. Yeah, we're about to get into it. I was about to talk about it right here. I've got a bunch of data showing. It's not looking the greatest, but let's get into the data real quick. So for the month, spot load posts are down negative 20%. Over the year, they're down 26%. So month over month, from May to June, you're looking at 20% less loads being posted. More trucks are being posted, trying to get loads for across the board for the week, the month, the year. Vans, these are your semi-van, box truck vans. For the week, loads being posted, like I just said, 15%. For the month, for total posts, it's negative 20. But for vans specifically, for the month over month, negative 11%. Year, you're down negative 30%. But I think it's also good to note that this is you have to look where we're at economy wise. They're upping interest rates a ton, so a lot of companies aren't willing to pump out as many loads or move as much product because people aren't able to buy as much product. It hasn't hit the end consumer yet, but it will. But also, I think after this rough time, whoever comes out on the back end of this is going to be a upward trajectory for trucking, I think. With the conversation I had with a $100 million company. But anyway, we'll get into that later. Flatbeds, for the week, the loads that they're posting is down negative 14%. For the month, down 40%. Whew, hot shots getting hit now. For the year, down negative 43%. Spot rates haven't really changed month over month, haven't really changed for the week. Over the year, though, they're up 9.5%. I think once we get down here, yeah, flatbeds getting paid the most right now. Reefer, they're just getting eaten alive. Still going down. I remember in my last video, they were going down a ton, and now month over month, still down another 7% almost. For the year, down 40%. Man alive. Getting eaten alive. All right, let's go down here to the fuel. Looks like it went down pretty much to nothing, but it's down to 5.43 nationwide average. I know near me it's actually down a lot. We just got down below $3.88 in gas, so that's pretty cool. And if you're around Kentucky, you may want to start driving near us because our prices are going down. Anyway, diesel prices and spot rates down. So spot rates are down for van. You see here from April to July, it went from 280 average to 267 average. For flatbed, it's actually down. Let's go from April 341, and then over a 3-month period, it's down to 334. So not as bad. Reefer, though, is down about 12 cents per spot rate, but they don't have many loads, as you can see. All right. Where is my handy dandy? Hang on. And spot rates. But yeah, John Williams spot rates, they're not looking too well. If I were people and I was trucking right now, I would stay away from the west part of the U.S. I would stick around the southeastern region, and I might delve into here, but I would stick around here for now. And I might go over into this, Texas maybe, and then just bounce between those two. That's what I would do. But as you can see here by the graph, they're not really crashing. There's just less loads, and the carrier's not going to have as much negotiation power as you did when stimulus was going out, when everybody was at home, everybody had stimulus, they wanted everybody to buy stuff, so freight needed moved. Now, Powell is raising interest rates a ton. People still haven't returned to work yet, and they don't have no money, so they're not buying as much, and you're going to see more of that. So the people that are going to survive, I'm in Dallas right now, based in Atlanta. Nice. The people that will survive this, the companies that will survive, you need to start really getting some dedicated freight. And by dedicated, I don't mean like every single week. Yeah, that'll be great. But you need to get, like, every morning, call brokers you have worked with that have had a good experience with you and them. Call companies that you've worked with. Become a direct shipper for these people, because if you're on the phone calling them first thing in the morning at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, odds are you'll get the load before they start posting loads to load boards. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's going to take to survive through this drought that is about to come. It's not fully hit yet, okay? It's not fully hit yet, but as you can see here, rates went from 280 to 267 average so far in July. So it hasn't really changed from June, but so far we're at 267 average. That's from all the loads posted to DAT. Now I want to go over to Freight Waves, pretty good source, and when and by how much will shippers shift to the spot market. So this is what I'm saying is about contracts and getting on people's, like, hey, call them every morning. They're going to start doing away with more of the contract part of the trucking, which is crazy, but you're going to have to start fighting for loads more, because shippers are figuring out, hey, if I do spot rate, I can pay less than if I do contract. So that's not good, but it can also be good if you call them every morning, right? Like if you're the first person that's like, hey, you have anything going anywhere? I'm in your area. I can be there in 30 minutes. And they're like, yeah, we got this going here. You could still get a pretty good rate, but more and more shipping companies, not just brokers, are going to the spot rate market. And you can see that here, tender going out. Let's go down here. This is the spot rate spread to the contract spread. Right here was contracts, and then now it's just, I mean, they're going full on spot. They're not like contracts are, I feel like they're going to be no longer a thing. They might still be a thing, but not as much, because they're figuring it out that they can ship it for less if they do spot, because there's so many carriers that they will fight over it. But like I said, you can still get the load before anybody else has a chance to fight over it, but you're going to have a system of, somehow you may have to hire somebody from the Philippines for $2 an hour or $5 an hour or something to call, literally give them a list of brokers and call every single morning at, let's say, 5 o'clock EST. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people are going to have to get crafty, because they're going away from contracts. All right. How far must spot rates fall before contract rates, below contract rates, before you start moving some of the loads to the spot market? I guess this is a poll they did with shippers. So I guess they're saying that 20% of them, okay, let me see if I can read this graph. 20% of every company they surveyed said that spot contract rates needed to fall to about 45% before they'll move over to the spot market. More than 50% said they don't need to fall at all. 20 to 30% of them said that they need to fall to about 22%. That's a confusing graph. They need to say what this is. All right. (2022) spot versus contract rates survey. Yeah, it's a survey. So if I'm reading this right, and take this with a grain of salt, because this graph is actually confusing as heck. All right. 20%. No, here it is. Responses. Okay, so on this graph they did it. So about 45% of the companies said that they need to fall to about 20%. Dang, it's not much at all, and it'll happen. They need to fall 20% before they'll go to spot rate market. Interesting. That's a little bit of information. I wish they would have put the responses up here. Pretty much the same graph. Spot needs to stay at the level you selected before you would move into the spot market or negotiate with your contracted transport providers. Oh, okay. So if spot rates stay where they're at, because it's going to be cheaper to move freight, like right now it's at $267. Now I'm getting it. Took me a minute. Before they'll move their loads or renegotiate with their contracted transportation providers, which is you, they're saying it needs to stay where it's at 1 to 3 months before they'll start renegotiating, or they'll move to the spot market and get rid of the contracts. That's where we're at. So like less than a month, dude. 20% of them said less than a month, and they're about to renegotiate. Man. But like I said, if you can last, I had a very good conversation with a guy that's the CEO of a $100 million trucking company. If you can last through the coming tough times, it's going to last about 2 years. I haven't felt the end of it. You haven't felt the effect of the recession yet. Nobody's felt the effect of it yet. We're so early, right? And I'm not trying to spread negativity or anything like that. But if you can last the next 2 years, there's going to be a golden age. How many trucks do you have on the road, right? What do you mean? What do you mean, Kyle? But if you can last the next 2 years, there will be a golden age, because this recession will knock out so many carriers that whoever's out on the other end, whether even if you have to right now, I have 2 dedicated routes that I've had forever, and I basically just get those ran by third-party companies. I'm no longer in the truck, but I'm still bringing in money as a for finding that freight local to me, and I kind of am the middleman getting that moved. And I don't take a lot. I take 15%, and they pay very well. It's like one of them's from Kentucky to Texas, one of them is from Dayton, Ohio, down here to Lexington. What is that live? But yeah, I'm no longer in the truck. Are you currently operating in the trucking scene, or are you not in the market right now? Haven't jumped onto your channel in the past few months, but watched your box truck videos a while back. Yeah, I'm not physically in the truck myself, but I do help people find loads, but I do expect a cutback of that for finding people loads. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm doing is my plan. Here's my master plan, right? Okay. I am out of the truck right now. I will find people loads if I can, but I want a little bit of cutback for it, for doing that effort. No, not running underneath my authority. I find the load. I get a little bit kickback for finding that load, and then yeah, brokering futures are super relaxing. Oh yeah, it is, especially when you can find it. But I believe in being fair and stuff. But here's my master plan, real quick, before I look at the comments again and get distracted. My master plan is to, if I can, and I think that it's been factories that's been around me for like 40 something years, and I think I can keep the people that are, if they can hopefully pay their bills, I can keep that dedicated freight moved that I have worked out the deal with, and keep getting paid for that the next 2 years, and maybe find more and get paid for that. After the 2 years, or however long it takes, whenever the golden age, because there's going to be a right now, I mean, it's like I said, We're so early that you're not seeing it yet. You're not feeling it yet. But there is going to be a recession. They'll have to raise mortgage rates up to at least 20-something percent. I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but just hear me out. After we go through this, we have to have a down period. It's been way too long. We need one. After we go through the down period, I will probably, during that period after the down, and then it starts going up and everybody's doing good and we're in a good time again, I will probably get back in the truck, or I will put somebody in the truck and I'll stay as the HR, here, getting loads, moving stuff, all that good stuff. Because here's what's going to happen. You know how truck costs and vehicle costs and everything is up and stuff. Right now you're seeing now hiring signs everywhere, right? Those are going to start going away in the next, I'd say, 6 months. You're going to see those go away. There's not going to be jobs. People are going to start getting laid off. In fact, there's already layoffs. A lot of tech companies have laid off anywhere from 8 to 18%. There's already layoffs. So there's countries collapsing because they rely so much on our dollar. What's that mean? That means that they're not going to be able to keep buying with their money. They're not going to be able to keep buying our stuff to get manufactured. So anything we have manufacturing here, it's going to go down. So it's going to be a time. Okay. Here's my dog. What are you doing, Lou? What are you doing? You got a potty? Yeah, burn it. Having the master plan in places. Oh yeah, it is. I recommend you guys all plan, and really, if you have brokers that or brokers or shipping companies, I should say, that you've been constantly working with, keep those guys on speed dial. Call them every morning if you're going to stay in the truck. But like I said, you're going to see right now there's 3 jobs to every 1 person available. That could be me giving a job, a company giving a job, McDonald's giving a job. There's 3 jobs per every 1 person. That's going to go away. And that's not from fulfilling those roles. That's just going to go away. And you're going to see layoffs. It's going to be interesting. You're going to see mortgage rates up to at least 25%. Credit card rates will be up to 40-something percent. You're going to see personal loan rates up. Everything's going to be up so we don't have a massive crash. But I don't know. We'll see if they stop it. But that's what you're looking at coming ahead. Now, if you can get on the other side of that and last through that by having a plan in place, by having a strategy that you follow and do every single day, you're going to see truck prices like, let's say I sold my truck for like 40, okay, and I bought it for like 20 something. You're going to see I could go find that same truck after these 2 years and it'll probably go on for like 15K, okay? So it's going to be easier to get trucks because nobody else is going to have the cash to do it. Nobody else is going to be buying. And my truck is at the dealership. They said I need a def head, $12.50 for the part. I don't know how much in labor. Yeah, that'll probably run you up to like 2K. Yeah, internationals. Yeah, that's what I had. I don't know if I get back or if I start building a fleet again of my own. I don't know if I'll get back in to internationals. I'll probably go Freightliner. Speaking of which, there was a diamond. I made a video. I haven't posted it yet, but I found a diamond while I was making the video. I was like, man, if I was in the market for a truck, I'd find it. It had a Cummins, Allison. I was like, dang, low miles. It was like close to me. They only wanted 43K. I'm like, shh. What about the Sprinter van market? So, Sprinter van market. If you're in an area that Lulu, quit biting your toenails. You know what happens when you do. You start limping. Dumb dog. What year is your international? I have a brand new one coming in early 2023. I'm hoping since it's brand new, it'll be okay for 150, 200K. Well, that's the hope, right? Like, I bought a brand new Camaro 2021 before, and I had to immediately take it back to the dealer because I think the engine was cracked or something. So, and I didn't push it hard at all. They fixed it for free, of course, but no, Lou, I'll take you out in a minute. I'll take you to potty in a minute. My international was an '09 pre-def. Have you thought about gov contracting? I'm going to focus on gov loads come 2023, hoping that the gov work will pay well enough to move my fleet from California to East Coast. Yeah, gov work is really good. There's a government facility near me actually, where they're like killing off chemicals and stuff, and like if that thing blows up, like I'd be gone. But I see trucks going in and out of there all the time, and I actually in the I don't know if I'll make it a course or I'll probably make it like a free training thing or something. But if it's a course, I did include what the heck? What are you doing? Give me just a second. We'll go potty. All right, go lay down. Don't you pee in the floor. My mentor that I initially had that was guiding me through the process way back when, she shared a video with me showing that give me just a second. Hang on, Luke. Here. Look outside. There you go. She had showed me semis and box trucks, Kyle. Government works very good. She does pickup truck hotshot, and her load, I can actually look. I think it was $3,500. Let's see where I can find this at. Her load she did was $3,500, and fun fact, the broker actually kept a $500 surcharge, so it would have been like $4K. Hang on a second. I think the quality. I think she was using her phone, and it wasn't the greatest. See if I can find it. Messages. But also, real quick, while I'm thinking about it, and it's on the top of my head, if you enjoy like this type of content, like trucking news and stuff and monthly stuff, I am going to make a newsletter in like document form where I like take these as pictures and I take the sources and stuff. Because sometimes I run out of time to make videos and stuff, whereas I can literally, grab this stuff or have somebody do it and pay them for it. Put it on a newspaper sort of document or something, and I'm thinking about sending that out to emails monthly, completely free. You just put your email in and I'll send it to you every month. Monthly news. But I'll have that link somewhere once I get it created. I haven't done it yet. That's just something I had an idea for. The more info, the better. Looking forward to that newsletter. Yeah, it's an idea that I had. I've got, let's see. Let me look at my ideas. I got a ton. I'm also putting together a list of like brokers that are good to work with or that will continue to have loads. Let me look here. I'm also going to start giving out my P&L and cost per mile spreadsheets out for free in exchange for email, all good stuff. Best brokers to work with, and the trucking market data monthly newsletter. Yep, that's what I've been working on, a list of things. What are some things that you guys would want? What, Lou? What are some things that you guys would want to either have or know that I could give to you guys? Because that's what I'm coming up with is there's only so much stuff that I can come up with. What are you doing, honey? Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on. Oh my God. All right, sit still. Go sign up. Yeah, I don't know what else I can give out. Ludo, sit down. Sit down. You're going to sit up here. Sit down. What was I talking about? What about a weekly Discord conversation, like an hour over coffee virtual or something? I could do that. The only problem is I was actually going to do that, and every time I'm like, hey, if you guys want to come on for a call, or if you guys want to, yada, 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 hiring drivers, contact and such, like how to go about hiring drivers, finding drivers and stuff, we could do that. I could do like a free training or something. Trying to think. But I don't know. I know some guys were interested in like one-on-one stuff, and I'm averaging right now 150 to 200 an hour, and I was like, I doubt you guys will want to pay for that. Hiring drivers, getting contracts. Jacob Okaj, that's what we started out talking about. Like what you're looking at here is more and more. You're going to have to get down. You're killing me. Go on. Lay down. Stupid dog. All right. Something listing that could be in the newsletter. That'll be in the newsletter. It'll be like a monthly newsletter report or something, like what's going on. Are they doing a blitz or stuff like that? But Jacob, what we were talking about earlier when I first started was that more and more shippers, like not brokers, more and more shippers are going to go to the spot rate market. Like what you're looking at right now is how long because they figured out that they can move freight cheaper if more and more carriers are competing for the same load. You know what I mean? Because somebody will undercut, right? Right here it's saying how long will it take you to move your loads into the spot market or renegotiate with your contracted transport providers. So that's one thing that people are going to have a tough time with within the next 1 to 3 months by 50% of the companies. 20% of the companies said in less than a month they're about to be renegotiating or putting it to the spot market. My camera is filthy. Holy crap. But that's what we were talking about earlier, and that's what you're looking at. So let me write that down. I'll do free trainings, and I'm about to post a video for pressure washers, but I've got a ton of videos recorded that I haven't had time to edit. I'll do like, Lulu, don't you piss in the floor. I'll be right back. Hang out. I got to take this dang dog out. It's going to pee in the floor if I don't. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Oh, all right. I'm back. All right. got that taken care of. What was I writing down? All right. Hiring drivers, contracts, and such. So I could do a free, because if you don't put free in there, then people think it's going to cost something. Free live training or recorded if somebody misses it and can't be there. Live recorded. Man, live I ran. Out of breath. All right. Training on hiring drivers. This is like a going thing because I ask questions in a pressure washing group I'm part of like what their biggest problems is, and like it's a going thing that nobody knows how to hire. It seems like, or how to find good employees, because one of the biggest things they were saying was hiring and finding good employees that are going to work for them hard and stuff. And it seems like it's a crossover. Like there is so much. I couldn't tell you how many similarities there are between a trucking business and a pressure washing business and a lawn care business. There's so many. They're both service based businesses. All right, training on hiring drivers. We'll put hiring and finding drivers. Hiring and finding drivers. How to find contracts, which those are probably contracts in the next 2 years will probably not be a big thing. What's your opinion on getting a vehicle via lease from Ryder versus buying pre-owned versus buying new? Full screen here. So if you have the credit and you have the money, buy new. That is like, I mean, if you can do it, why not? But here's the thing. You need to get your overhead lower and lower. If you can, and this is one thing I've put in my Total Trucking Domination stuff, if you can, your first, I would say, year, all the profit you make, if you maybe have a spouse working or something, pay off that truck as soon as possible, especially within the next 2 years what's coming. Because you want to get your lower, just think, here's what I would do if I was just starting today and I bought a truck, knowing what I know now. I'd buy the truck no matter if it's used, pre-owned, new. If it's pre-owned, and I think I've already made the video of like buy, rent, or lease. If it's pre-owned, make sure they have all the maintenance documentation. Stay away from rental company sales, because that truck's been through the ringer. That's one thing. Buy from private party. I would get the truck. I would immediately, like, I'm talking day one, waiting on my authority to go active. I would have business cards made. I would make, which I can make my own logo. I have design skills. So I would make my own logo or pay somebody if I didn't. I would get business cards. I would go around to all the factories that I know and see how to become an approved carrier. Then I would, like, as soon as it's active, get on DAT and get on Amazon Relay. That first night, I would immediately start running Amazon Relay. DAT, I would try to find the best loads I could with the cannabis freight. Yep. I would find all the DAT good looking freight I could during the day. Obviously, I'd have to find time to sleep. Now, this is all if your Amazon stuff is in, within 150 mile radius. But then you could do multiple Amazon loads a day and not be capped to the 11-hour time frame and not have to worry about DAT. But if you do Amazon and then DAT, then you have to worry about your 11-hour cap. That's one thing that I discussed with the DOT officer. So like in my video, I think I had it wrong, and he corrected me. Let's say like my Amazon fulfillment center is like 140 miles away, right? And that is good because I can find loads around me and I get paid pretty well for them. It'll be the same if it was the other way around because I'd have to drop back home. So I could do multiple runs a day and be under that exception because it's under 150 air miles from my home. But then I would take all the money I make. My wife works, right? Hopefully she can cash flow all the bills. And if I have to pay a little bit of, stuff like whatever, but I would want to take all the money I could and pay off that truck ASAP because that would reduce my overhead. So if let's say in the next 2 years, loads get lower and lower and lower, I'll be okay because that bill's gone, right? You see what I'm saying? So your question, like, do I recommend buying, leasing, pre-owned, or buying new? Really anything works. Just make sure you're good at maybe take a mechanic with you or drive to a mechanic shop, see if you can test drive it to one, have them look it over. If they don't have all the maintenance records, it's just automatic no. Go find the next best thing. Buying new, you're going to be covered under warranties if something's messed up. Just like how I bought the Camaro, the engine was cracked, they fix it for free. All's good in the world because it's covered. Yeah. What kind of truck freight do you run, John? Hiring was tough for me to get past, but I found that paying above average wage and really spending time training and learning the employee helped. Yeah, that's one of the things I was telling him in that pressure washer group, because this guy was like, nobody wants to work anymore. All these people are entitled. They don't want to work. They don't work hard. They just sit around. It's like, man, have you actually like trained them? Maybe your expectations are too high. Maybe you need to, help them, blah, blah, blah. And he was just, that old time person. But yeah, if you actually train them well and pay them enough that they feel that it's worth, they will stick around and they will do good for you and your company. How to find contracts and dedicated freight. By the way, Prime Week, I was seeing some crazy loads in the Discord. Like, there was one guy had, I think it was like it was under 150, it might have been 187. I'll have to go over and look. I think it was 187 miles, $2,000 Amazon Relay pick up and drop box truck load. I was like, dang. I was like, that makes me want to jump back in the truck. But like, even Amazon, I'll tell you something about Amazon. They were building, this is what's really making me think that why in the next 2 years we're going to see a down market, like heavy pressure. They stopped a 2 million square foot warehouse from being built. They put a pause on it, a 2-year pause. Okay. Their sales are down. They quit. They put a pause on that 2 million square foot warehouse. 3-story. It's huge. And that lets me know that this stuff is probably like, why would they pause that? They got plenty of money. But hopefully, this is my hope. Whether or not the recession really goes into effect and consumers start feeling it, hopefully by peak season in, November, that range towards Christmas, they pay that well like they did this past Prime Week. I seen people posting crazy loads, 1,400, 2K, 1,800, crazy stuff, man. Hopefully that carries over into winter. And I'll say this, especially for the new guys, if they watch this as a recording, don't see that money and go out and buy, stuff that's not going to make you money. Matter of fact, if I was people, I would make all the money I can from peak season, especially if Amazon's paying $2K per load. Dude, I would be stacking that so hard. That money would get so tall. And then if it gets bad within the year, I'll be, living off that money through that year. That way, if loads are paying crap, I'll be okay because I made all that in peak season. That's what a lot of people make the mistake of. They'll go out and buy, Beamers and brand new Camaros. This time around, I'm really going to focus on making content about trucking and whatnot. I feel like I had focused on that while building my last company. It would have helped me a lot to build a community. Has focused on YouTube and social changed your game a lot, elevated your business, and made new opportunities? Oh, yeah. Like, I have found that, before I was just really obsessed with making money, right? Like trying to find a business that worked to make money, right? Like I've tried, selling on Amazon FBA, being an Amazon seller, drop shipping, all that stuff. And like got into the trucking game and then started making content about it and it took off. And then I figured out that my true passion, what I truly enjoy is helping other people. And that's why I've continued to make YouTube content. So, and that's going to lead me into like, trainings, sending out newsletters, spreadsheets, and then eventually a course that's actually worth a penny. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. I bought, no joke, I spent almost $4K in other YouTubers' trucking courses and like, not disrespecting nobody's hustle or nothing. But like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Brand new is the way to go. Yeah. January it had 270 miles. It used to be owned by budget SMH. Yeah. Never buy a truck that's been a part of a rental company ever. But yeah, focusing on YouTube and social media, it's not only helped me become a better communicator. Ryder has very good trucks, but they're expensive. I just am so wary of rental companies, man. They screwed me over. Like when I first started, I started renting. You know what I mean? They screwed me over. It was like $2K a week. I was like, what? Never again. Never again. I quickly found out that, especially when I first started, that was breaking even. So I'm learning. Yeah, back in 2020 before the truck. Yeah. Yeah, now it's inflated. Like, you have to wait till it goes back down and stuff when everything corrects. Like, everything's going to correct, and they're trying to prevent us from crashing by raising interest rates. So I think it'll be okay. But, yeah. But if I was trucking right now, I would be hanging around my area right here, these states, and I might delve into here. Like right now, my mentor, she from California, but she drove all the way to Ohio, and she's trucking around here right now. So, because the money's right, you know what I mean. Yeah, 1K a week. Yeah, that's just crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, you can make it renting. You know what I mean? Like, you can make it. If you will hustle enough, and this is another thing, especially with trucking, is like, especially your first 6 months, man, you literally do not need to take a single day off if you can. Like, 6.50 a gallon for diesel, gosh, and the loads pay less than they do on the East Coast. Yep, I mean you're looking at it right here on the screen. Like East Coast right now is where it's at. Southeast. Right now, our diesel prices, if I go up the road, is $4.39. I'm just saying. Okay. And our gas right now is down to $3.88. How did you find good mentors? So my dad, and I know everybody that's watching this probably heard this story. He's been in box trucking for going on 13 years now, and he knows a lot of people. A lot of people know him. He connected with me because I want to do hot shot. Well, he's not in hot shot, so he connected me with somebody he knows who is in hot shot and is doing. And they've been in business for 8 years at that time. They've been in business longer now, and so they, as a favor, started mentoring me. It's all about finding credible people. Um, and I did start paying her money because I had access to her cell phone and could literally call her, text her whenever she wanted. I was like, I need to pay you something. You know what I mean? Answering all my questions. And then I went the box truck route because it was cheaper. It's all together. I don't have to find a trailer. At that time I couldn't find a flatbed trailer. Could not. And I couldn't find a truck at that time. Pickup truck. Because Hot Shot was hot at that time. So then I found a cheap box truck in Louisville, Kentucky for $23,000. And I was like, well, went and picked it up. Have I ever ran reefer loads for box trucks? I have not, but my father has. Oh, evil father. But no, now he's in dry van. He's had the same dedicated stuff for literally so long, over 10 years. And he's fine with his profit. Actually, last year he profited over 100K. But before that, before everything started going crazy, he was profiting around, like, after gross, after taxes, all that stuff. He was profiting around 70, 74, 80, 67. It would move. It wouldn't stay the same every year. But he was fine. I mean, he didn't want to do any more. He didn't want to do any less. I mean, he's fine. And now they have added so much to his dedicated stuff that he is bringing in profit over 100K a year now, which is crazy. And he stays local. Like, he has very long days, like 12 to, I think his Mondays are like 18-hour days. But he makes a killing on those days. He gets paid per each stop that he stops at. It's crazy. But no, I talked with my mentor of, like, I'm starting to build this course thing. I don't know if I'll, have it be a free training or whatever. And I was like, would you want to be in there? And she was like, sure. So she's going to be teaching a lot of stuff in there, like COD, cash on delivery and stuff. And she's been in business, like I said, when I first started working with her, over 8 years. So it'd be good. And I got some people that are wanting one-on-one stuff, and I may start doing that. My thing is I can either do it one of two ways, and I'll probably offer both. Is I'll do, like, one-on-one call. Everybody does it, whatever, consultation, whatever they call it. One-on-one call where I go over your KPIs, how to grow, all that stuff. And I thought about doing that for 150 because I'm averaging about 200 an hour. I'm gonna be honest, right now. So let's say I charge 150 for that, and it's like an hour and a half, however long it takes. I don't really care. And then I thought about doing like an over the shoulder sort of deal where, like, I'll charge for a full month of that. And every week, at the end of the week, we have, like, say there's 4 weeks in a month, right? We have a call. We talk about what happened, what we could do better, all that stuff. Like, I'm actually vested in your company. I thought about doing that. Uh, the only thing with that is that, like, 1 month won't be enough. So that would be like 4 calls. I don't know. I've got a ton of ideas that I could do, but like I said, I've found my passion of helping people through posting YouTube videos because they ask questions and I answer and stuff. But now it's like, if I'm going to help somebody one on one, I will need compensated for it because that takes me out of what I do outside of this stuff, making at least 200 an hour, right? So like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see as far as that goes. But what I want to know is like, don't try and justify your pricing with people looking for consulting. What do you mean? Can you further explain, please? Don't try to justify your pricing with people looking for consulting. No, like my pricing, like if we was to have a one-on-one hour and a half long call, I'm averaging $150 to $200 an hour. If that takes me out of going and cleaning a driveway for $200 or a house for what, $600, that's how I justify my pricing that I would charge for that, theoretically. But if I was to do the over your shoulder, like business consultant or business whatever, like become vested. Yeah, if someone doesn't want to pay for one-on-one consulting, they're clearly not going to be in the game for a while. Yeah, and that's another thing that I've realized is like, I've been giving away all my content for free, right? Like all of it. And I realized that what that does, yeah, that's good and everything, and everybody that builds up the community that gives people the nuggets that they need. But people that aren't willing to invest, and I had like this epiphany because like, I've spent, man, I couldn't tell you how much I've spent. Um, it's just business sense, but don't get stuck trying to justify it for too long. Knowledge is power. Yeah. Yeah, no, like if it was a one-on-one call, just a one-on-one call, which I would probably, like if I did the over the shoulder, like literally vested in a company that I have to schedule a day every week, let's say it's every Thursday, talking to them for however long it takes, whatever, going over KPIs, what they brought in revenue that week, um, what loads they took. Can they give me the list of brokers so I can call for them? Whatever. I would have to do it longer than a month, so I would have to bundle, let's say, 3 months together and price that accordingly without being too much. And I don't know how I would price that. But as far as like investing, like if I gave Mark Zuckerberg money, let's say $1 million to teach me how to make Facebook, I mean, whatever. Like that would be worth it because I should be able to get the knowledge. Just say he did it with me for $1 million. It would be a lot more than that, but let's just theoretically. I should make that back, tenfold. And this is how like I have justified that. If I give somebody $1 and they can give me $2 back, I'd make that trade every time, right? So if somebody gives me $1 and I can give them $2 back, I mean, why would you not? You know what I'm saying? But my goal and my passion is helping people. If they give me $1, I should be able to try my hardest and give them $10 back. That makes sense? Hopefully I explained it well enough. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna start like building and stuff. And I've got a few guys that are new that are actually wanting the one-on-one stuff, and I'm building that right now. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I have the platform up. Hang on. Let me find it. Give me a second. That's not it. Just sit over here. All right, let's see if I can find it here. So like, crap. Uno momento. I think a lot of new people are going out of business this upcoming. Oh yeah, like a lot of the new people without like the knowledge that they need to survive are, I mean, they're going to be gone. They will be gone without a doubt. No, can't find it. Where's it at? So this is something I was working on last night. Okay. Where's my desktop? So I plan on having maybe a video here explaining like, and have like 3 price tiers, like 1 month over the shoulder, 3 months, and then let's say 6 months. And the best deal would obviously be longer. And then like one-on-one consulting with me, limited spots, obviously, because I only have so much time. And then they put their first name and number, all that jazz. That's what I've been building. It's not done yet. It doesn't look pretty, right? Like I haven't made a video for it yet. That's what I've been doing. I'm thinking about making it actually an application form. That way I can weed out, which I don't know how I'll do that, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, man, a lot of people that are, and like I don't think I finished my sentence. I had an epiphany that like people that aren't willing to invest, let's say I charge $150 an hour and I can get them going day one and immediately make back, let's say they pay me $150 and me giving them a call or guiding them through, or maybe even booking them the load for them on Amazon Relay, literally watching the load board for them and booking it and calling them, hey, I got you a load. They'd immediately make that $150 back in that one load, right? So the ROI is infinite as compared to giving me that $150, right? Because once they know it, they know it. I mean, best of luck, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce, but see you. All right, see you, man. Yeah, I was just gonna come over here for a little bit and do this. And again, look out for that newsletter. I will. Let's see. I'll make a community post, so be on the lookout when that's done. I'll be like, hey, do you want a trucking market data analysis newsletter and news newsletter? It'll be like both in one, where it'll be, you can pull it up. It'll be free. You pull it up. You can read about it, and I'll have like this image on there and all that stuff and dates and times and all that. So be on the lookout for that community post. I might make a video for it, but I'll just probably do a community post about it with the link. All that good stuff. You guys have gave me a lot of ideas though too. Let's see if I can find anything else. If you have any other ideas of like what you guys would want to sign up for, like the newsletter deal where I send that to your email every month. I have how to hire drivers and find good drivers, how to find contracts and dedicated freight. I'm on vacation for the rest of the month, but once I get back to the States, I'll check your channel. Awesome, man. Awesome. It should be done by then. I want to have something done. Something done. Right now, I'm going to go look at a house I want to buy a house before they go up to 25%. It's in about 3 hours. I'm going to go look at a house and probably buy it. But free training on hiring and finding drivers. Finding contracts, monthly newsletter. I'm going to give away my profit and loss spreadsheet. It's all automatic for free. I think that's it. That's all the ideas I've got so far. If you guys have any ideas, like, and you're still here, put it in the chat, man. Anything you can think of that you would want me to send you either every month or that you would want for free, like the spreadsheet deal. And I'll make a little thing where you just put in your email and then I'll send that to your email. I'm trying to get a lot of ideas for pressure washing. Those people in that group, I'm going to do them a free training on Facebook ads and stuff, and because that's their biggest pain point for them. Maybe even the profit and loss sheet, because profit and loss sheet can be used for anything. It's literally the thing you print out and take to your tax guy. But yeah, the monthly, like the 3-month weekly calls thing would be interesting. The Discord idea, let's see. Monthly. Might not do Discord because a lot of people don't know Discord, right? Might do a Facebook group, monthly Facebook group call. That'd be interesting. Going over pain points and problems that guys are having or things that we've heard. Group call. That would be interesting, actually. Let's say I charged $47 a month to be a part of that. Those people would be high quality because they're paying for it, and they would give good information. That would weed out all the people that are just trolls and stuff. That would be interesting. Could do it free. Who the heck is that? Oh, it's a cab. But yeah, Kyle, I'll just check you out later. Check me out later, man. And my dog's barking, dead burning. Who the heck's getting a cab out front? What up, Jay? It's been a while. What is your thoughts about peak Amazon relay this year? How do you think it will go? Oh man, dude, Barksdale. We just talked about this, man. We just talked about this not too long ago. So I seen a ton of people in the Discord posting loads that they were getting, right? And one of them posted in there, and he's a newer driver, I think. He got a 187-mile trip post office run for over $2,000 during Prime Week. Okay. Now, I started saying that my dog is barking her head off. Lulu, that's enough. It's a cab. Chill out. They'll probably, because inflation and everything, like the money's gonna be good. Like they have to make it good to get the Christmas and stuff out. So, and another guy posted like a $1,400 run, $1,800, $1,700, $1,800, blah blah blah. I think that come peak season, they will stay there, or they'll be back at that point. And as long as you're within the 150-mile radius of your home, like even I thought, like that made me want to get back in the truck just to do peak season and make a big ton of money, and then shut it off and do pressure washing during the hot months, right? But, and that's an idea I had. But I think that it'll be really good, just like it was for Prime Week, right? And I was telling people, do 1 to 2 loads a day at that price. SMH, it's all good. Say you do 2 loads a day. Let's say they're $1,500 a piece. That's $3,000 a day. Could you imagine? Like, what I would do, I would stack that up, because we are going to go into a recession, whether people want it or not. We just haven't felt it yet. I would stack all that money up. And if I made enough to pay off, let's say, the truck, I would pay it off, right? But I would stack all that up, not spend a dime of that on anything like a nice car or nice this, nice that. I'd stack all that up. I'd have that stack so high, I'd do 2 loads a day, 18-hour days, whatever. Dude, I would be set for the rest of the year till the next Prime Day. You know what I'm saying? Just doing relay. that's not even counting like doing the spot loads on DAT in the interim between peak season and now. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be good. That's my opinion. I'm also I talked about, you know, doing newsletters on that stuff and all that good stuff. It's been a long conversation. I've been here an hour. I also thought about doing like daily lives. I don't know what we'll talk about, but thought about doing that. Oh, I'm going to look at a house at 3 o'clock. Possibly buy a house. I don't know. Before everything goes crazy. No problem, Barksdale. Yeah, man. I think it'll be great, man. And if, like, I'm telling you, what I would do is I'd straight save that up, all that dough, be stacking it. I'd live off that during the rough time. Once the recession really hits, I'd be good. All's good in the world. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. This Prime Week, if Prime Week is indicative of peak season, a lot of people are gonna make a lot of money, and that's why like I'm trying to make my whole total trucking domination framework thing. I'm trying to get that out as quick as I can because especially with there's still, you know, like there's still tons of new guys coming into this, right? I want to, because what happens is people come into this, they make a big bunch of money from Amazon Relay during peak season, they spend it on useless stuff, and then it's gone, and then they eventually close their company. They don't have the skills and the framework to go and keep going, right? Oh man, my eye. How about these new lights? And like, they're so bright. Dry my eyes out. Yeah, man. Let me see if I can find that picture actually. Um, yeah, here it is. Let me. This is on our Discord. I don't know if you guys are a part of it or not, but you should be. Look at that. $2,000, $10.86 a mile. 184.2 miles, man. That's crazy. If you guys want a part of that, I'll make this real quick. Discord's a snap where you can talk with other people, text chat, voice chat, all that junk. It's free if you've never used it before. I am going to make a Facebook group, I think, and I don't know if I charge for it or not, but it'll be like a place where people can have monthly calls and stuff. Probably free. I just don't want a bunch of people getting there and spam stuff, and you know how all the Facebook groups are. Yeah, wow, yeah. If Amazon is like they were in Prime Week, if they're like that in peak season, bro. Right here is which it's less per mile, but it was 1,600. I'm looking at. Um, but I just don't want to make like a free group, even if I charge like $5 a month to get into it for this community. Because if you go to all the free like box trucking groups and stuff, it's spammed with loads of like, hey, do you need dispatching services? Call me now. Hey, I've got this box truck for sale. I've got this for sale. Got this. Like, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I want a good group where we can have a monthly call. We can talk together on Zoom, all that good stuff. And I think it would be worth it tenfold because you can hear the other pain points of other people and you can learn from other people. I paid $150 a month to be a part of a pressure washing group. and I got a ton of value out of it. So that's why I'm thinking about doing that. Yeah, I'm spending my Prime Day money now on repairs. SMH, it sucks, man. But I mean, you know, that is part of it. You know what I mean? It is part of it. Um, it is part of it. That's why I went with the '09 pre-def, because, man, all def is just more money. That's like with pressure washing, you have to have a pump on hand at all times because the pumps go bad so easily. It's all made of plastic. That's how they keep you buying stuff for it, right? Like O-rings, all that junk. Here's a question I'm wondering: how much can a box truck go mechanically? Are they designed for a certain distance? So, like total mileage. So, box trucks, those engines, and this is what I've been told by several people, my dad included. He's going on year 13 in the box truck business, doing real well. He's had to go through, I believe, 4 box trucks. Okay, 4. He's went through a lot. He's just one guy, one show. Okay, netting 100K a year now. They usually kick the bucket around the 500K mile mark. Usually, um, they're not like, and they can before that. In between 300 to 500K, you'll start to see more and more stuff go out. Now, it may be worth, if you can go to a junkyard and maybe find a good Cummins engine, because those will run for freaking ever. Take that out and do an engine swap. Couple it with an Allison transmission. It may be cheaper to do that. But, then you got to pay somebody engine swap a big engine and all that junk. But around 500K, I would start looking to maybe find a cheap junkyard Cummins engine. If you can find the old Cummins engines, those engines will go as long as you want them to go. I'm talking old Cummins. Now, the newer Cummins engines, diesel, they'll go too, but they're not like the old ones. Those ones they'll roll. But around 500K, you need to start looking for a replacement, I would say. Or if you want to, keep putting money into it. It's up to you. Came up with some good ideas, though, man. I've been in talks with another YouTuber as well. He does a lot of Amazon per day, and he shows his profit and loss and everything. And I don't know if he's watching this or what, but I thought about reaching out to him and maybe letting him do like a live stream on my channel, or maybe pay him for a free training of like what he does and stuff, and put that up for you guys to watch. Like, pay him to do that for you guys. How about daily? I heard a rumor that those trucks are designed to go over 200 miles a day. I mean, daily. So box trucks are designed for local delivery. That's what they're designed for. They're not designed for OTR. So, do you know any place in the country where I could get my CDL certification in 4 weeks? Oh, man. There's a YouTube out there that is certified, and they show like what you'll learn in their classes. I don't know where they're from, but when I was looking into getting my CDL, I thought about traveling up there and staying and going through their classes, because they're very detailed. They show you, it's not just like looking at pen and paper. They look very good. and they are certified. So I had to find that YouTube. I can't remember what it was. They're saying they can give you the permit test, but you have to come back 5 months later because they're so backed up on testing. Really? Yeah, you may have to like go stay like go stay at a hotel in a different state. You know what I mean? And see. Well, then you have to have an address, right? No. I'm sure you could go to a school in any state because I was going to drive for Schneider and they provide CDL training for free as long as you sign up for to run with them. And they do theirs in South Carolina or Indiana, and I'm in Kentucky. So you should be able to go to a school in a different state and get your CDL certification. You may have to do some looking around. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something you might want to look into. Oh my gosh. Mm. Oh, my back. I'm interested in learning what this is about. Leveling playing field for smaller brokers. That's another thing I thought about becoming as a broker because I know that brokers are so shady. A lot of them that are out there. And like I had the skills that I could do that and find loads. I don't know. That'd be a whole nother time sink. It's bad, dude. What's bad? Broker scene? Brokers? Yeah, it's bad. I thought about becoming one. People were like, have you thought about becoming a broker? And like, I would be fair and everything. Like, and I know that I could easily outdo all the other crappy small brokers. But that's like a whole nother time sink. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother can of beans that I would have to open, right? I just don't want to. Just don't want to. Pressure washer keep me low. I do I do all of Central Kentucky. I'm starting to branch out into Northern Kentucky, like Covington, like right before Cincinnati, Ohio, and all that. But yeah, for the most part, it has kept me local. I have scaled down my ad spend a bit, and my video I'm literally releasing today is going to be called. Well, I might release it tomorrow. It's already 12:30. Is going to be called I spent $100K in ads in Facebook ads, so you don't have to. I've scaled back my ad spend because, and this is what led me to doing like one-on-one coaching and stuff, and course and selling services and stuff, is because like I'll give Mark Zuckerberg, let's say $300 a month. Let's say I start out that way to get jobs, but I can land three standard size driveways, 200 a piece, and make back 600, and I can do that easily. And that's what made me get into like wanting to coach and stuff like that. But I've scaled back my ad spend because like I'm only one guy's right now, and I do have a helper that I could utilize, but that I'd be paying him cash and all that stuff. But I'm like capped out pretty much by myself. So I've scaled that back, so I'm getting a little bit less work, but I'm comfortable with what I'm making there, and I'm wanting to focus more on like content and helping other companies and helping one-on-ones and stuff like that, because I have a bunch of pressure washing people wanting to get in pressure washing as well that are wanting to do one-on-ones with me and wanting to learn pressure washing stuff. So I've got like two different markets wanting something from me. So I'm like, I can provide for both. It's just going to take a lot of time, so I need to scale back the pressure washing stuff. Yeah, man. There for a while, I was spending at least $300 a month, and I was making that back times twoing that, getting double that back in the first week of running those ads. So, and that's after I've spent well over 100K in Facebook ads over the years, like learning and stuff. When I did drop shipping and all that stuff, before everybody got into it and learned about it. Oh, my back, man. But yeah, man. Pressure washing will keep you local. I mean, as long as I stay in state, I don't really care. Like, if it pays enough, I'll drive 2 hours away if it pays enough. I mean, to me, it's just, it all depends on what it's paying, right? So, as long as I stay in state, I'm fine. And even if I went out and, done like a Tennessee, something in Tennessee, I think it'll be okay as long as it paid enough. If it paid for the gas to get there and to do the job and everything, I'd probably do it. Ain't gonna lie. I would probably do it. Now, this whole AB5, like, I haven't kept up. Like, I have no idea what AB5 is. I haven't kept up with that, like, protesting and all that junk. I just really keep up with, like, what is going on. Load to truck ratio. Like, right now, most of the loads, it looks like, being posted California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. It's mostly southern, so people are going to want to stay on this line probably. There's not really anything coming out of Kentucky, but I'd say we got a lot of stuff coming in. Yeah, I'd draw a line probably here and exclude California. I'd draw a line up and then straight across, and I would literally run all these states right here. That's what I would do. Until Amazon Relay starts really pumping the rates. How are you with partials when you had your truck? Did you try to finesse the brokers? No, I don't really, like, I'm very blunt, you know what I mean? And, like, I straight up will not, I mean, I won't work with somebody unless they give me what I want. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm so blunt. There was one time with the partial, I'm like, hey, I think I had like 6 feet of deck space left. I'm like, I can pick this up and it's going to be on my way. I need this much. And they were like, we can't do that. We got guys that'll take this for 50 cents a mile. You know how they are. I'm like, no, like, you're going to give me this or I'm not doing it. You got my number, call me back. And they ended up calling me back because nobody would take it for what they had. So then they ended up paying me what they had. So, like, I'll just tell them, hey, you got my number, you got my company, give me a call back if you can't move it. And that's just how I did it. And they would usually call back. I have a 2016 Freightliner, and I had a couple of guys offer me big money for it, but I'm trying to hold out for Amazon peak season. Yeah, man. I sold my truck, man. The deal was too good, and I can keep my dedicated stuff and take a cut of that and have other people run it with their trucks. So I was like, I'll just make a ton of money off this truck, take a lot of that, make a pressure washing company, and make a ton of money that way and be home. And let's say peak season comes and the rates are like they were here. Let me pull it up. Let's say the rates are like this. I mean, if I have to, I'll go rent a truck. You know what I mean? If they're like this and I can do 2 loads a night or a day, I mean, if I have to and it makes sense, I'll go rent a truck. If I want to do peak season this year. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's good enough, if I were in your shoes and I could almost 3x my money that I spend on the truck, I mean, man, it'd be hard. It'd be hard, you know what I'm saying? Because you could take that and put down on a brand new truck. I mean, and pay that off with peak season money. Just an idea, you know. But think it through. Don't hear me say that and go out and immediately do it. Like, think it through. See what you're feeling about it. John Williams, why is California so bad? I see a lot of loads on DAT coming out of there. Rates are decent, especially the LA area. Why I don't like California? It's just, I don't know. California is just so disconnected from reality. I feel like it's just, that's where my hotshot mentor's from. Like, she lives up here in the northern part. But she's traveling around here, and she moved the company to Texas, but she didn't move. She moved the company to Texas because taxes and all that stuff. Everything's just so high there, and it's not worth it, in my opinion. Like, think about why all the big companies and all the big people names are moving to Texas. It's because it's just so disconnected from reality, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. Yeah, it's really a tough decision. Oh yeah, like for me, man, I made enough where it was like a no-brainer, right? And I was like, okay, if I do this is how I evaluated the decision. If I keep the truck, I could keep trucking, which I didn't really like, being on the road every single day, all that stuff. Or I could sell the truck, make a ton of money off the truck, take that ton of money and start something else, or I could go buy another truck. But I picked to start another business with that money and also have a bunch of money put back for later because, that's how I am. I'm always prepared. And make more money. That's how I evaluated it. It's like, if I can sell this, and either, let's say in your situation, let's say you want to keep trucking. If I can sell this, make a ton of cash, take 20% of that cash, put it into a new truck, obviously make sure you can do that, credit wise and all that stuff. Put it into a new truck, take this money, and maybe I could invest it, or, well, maybe I could hold on to it, just have it stashed, you know what I mean, and cash flow bills if things get worse, get bad. Have that new truck, don't have to worry about as much maintenance, all that stuff. It's newer, it's nicer, yada yada. Maybe get something with a sleeper. Exactly, you did right. Yeah, a lot of the loads are good. We had 3 get canceled on us though, and we didn't get the 175. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I don't feel California. It's not. I don't feel it. I used to when I was younger, like growing up. I was like, oh, my dream is move to California. American dream. Move to California, build a business, yada yada yada. That's how it was in like high school, man. Like, classic American dream. And it's like, now I'm like, yeah, I'm good. If I want to move anywhere, it'll be like maybe Texas, maybe, or Lake Tahoe, Nevada, something like that, or Australia, right on the beach. I mean, I don't know, where the water's clear. I'm only giving trucking 5 more years of my time, and that's it. I'm out. Hey, man. During that time, though, I mean, you could, yeah, I mean, like I said it way before in the beginning of the video. The next 2 years of trucking will become pretty hard, and it'll be survival of the fittest and like how good you are and stuff at selling and all that stuff. But people that come out of this recession, however long it lasts, it'll be there'll be a good golden period, I feel like, for trucking, because more and more people are banding up together and not dealing with brokers crap, not dealing with shippers crap. And they'll need product mood, because once we get into a good period again, everything's going up, everything will be on the low end. This is like, if you can come out of that, you're going to skyrocket, and then you can take that money. And what is that? There's a big Sprinter van right outside my house, boss. Big Mercedes. What's it doing? That's a big Sprinter van. Anyway, if you can come out of this period, I mean, you'll make a lot of money. And if you're 5 years in, you know, you'll have 3 years of, hopefully if you last till then, you'll have 3 years of really good money. Now, a lot of people will start their company and be an owner-op, and it may be a good idea for you to start thinking about at that time when everything's good and stuff, to maybe get out of the truck and put people in trucks and become an actual business owner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you are a business owner, but get out of the owner-operator role and become the owner. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you can make enough. Maybe if you sold that truck and you got that money as a backlog or whatever, and you buy the new truck, that could be the start of. That's just like selling a house at high value, and taking a percentage of that and buying another house with it, right? Essentially, if you think of real estate, and that can be the start of a fleet. But maybe you don't want that. You know, not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants to scale, and I understand. It's more risk, you know. Not everybody wants to deal with employees, all that stuff. But yeah, I got a ton of ideas for what I want to be doing, giving away, and all that stuff. And I'm gonna go take a piss and start working on that. And I need to make a thumbnail for my I spent 100K on Facebook ads, so you don't have to video. That won't apply. More than likely, that won't apply to you guys, but you can watch it if you want to. That'll apply to more of the pressure washing audience. It could apply to more than that, actually. It could apply to like lawn care and everything. But anyway, I'm going to go get that done. I've been here for an hour and 30. Hopefully you guys have had a good day. That's what I'm getting into next, street real estate. I've had a change of heart on real estate, my man. I could spend, let's say I got a loan for 150K on real estate. Granted, you know, real estate will never go away. Or I could take 150K and buy a business for 150K that's making a bunch of money a year, whereas I could buy real estate and rent it out and only make 150 a month off of, you know, after the renter pays the mortgage. Anyway, that's a whole nother like topic, man. I've had a lot of introspection of like what I thought I wanted to do, because I wanted to get in real estate, right? But like, I don't know, it's like I could buy a business that's already running and make money that way. I don't know. Ask him, are they selling the Sprinter van? I mean, it's gone now. Let me look. It was just a plain white Mercedes, man. It just stopped. Like, did they get my address or something? Just sat there, and I was like, didn't get out, didn't deliver nothing, just stopped and sit there. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go take a piss. I'm going to make the thumbnail. I'm going to post the video. And then in 2 hours, I'm going to go look at a house that we're looking at buying to make our primary residence. And because the wife wants one, not because I want it. But, you know, that's where we're at. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Be on the lookout for all the stuff that I'm working on. One-on-one coaches and junk like that. All right, here's the stop streaming button. All right. See you in the next one. I do want to, real quick, hopefully you're still here. I do want to either do a daily live stream or something. I don't know. We'll see what I get into. I'll make